Hey, here's your heads up to this longer podcast, and it actually exactly proves what I'm talking about. And if you want to know what it is, it's all about reframing or changing a limiting belief that just stops us doing anything and everything, and changing in a way that empowers us to be awesome, to succeed, and to, well, just enjoy life. Enjoy every moment of your life. Hey, have a listen after this.
Warning.
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 Warning. You are entering into the unplugged mind of Paul Cloughie. Too late. Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey everybody, it's Paul Cloughie, Personal Development Unplugged. And if this works, it will only go to prove exactly what we're talking about. But first of all, I want to tell you what I want to tell you. And this is all about beliefs. Because if you can have a belief, and that belief is an identity belief, i.e. an I am belief, you deserve to have a bloody good one, don't you? Because if you have a bloody good identity belief that spurs you on, that motivates you, that just really empowers you, you're going to feel awesome. And that's what I want you to feel. And why is that important? Why is it important to you? Why is it important to me? Well, I think we all deserve to be at our best and actually be better than that. You and me. So here's the thing. Identity beliefs. There's one particular belief that I want to toss on its head. And what does it mean, Paul? Well, you see, I hear this belief virtually everywhere I do coaching, and I also hear it everywhere when I work with my my hypnosis clients. You see, with a coaching call, I'm looking at people to do their own work a little bit. And the question is, well, you're looking at your core issues. What is the belief, the limiting belief that supports this core issue? 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it's always, I'm not good enough. And that used to really bug me. And I had a way of getting round that to get even deeper. But I've been thinking about that. And I'm going to go into the but. I've been thinking about that in a minute. But also, working with clients, hypnosis clients, we look at the issue, not everything about the issue because we don't have content. We don't want that much content. We want to be able to look at how it affects that person's life, look in the areas and the context of where it affects, and then focus it down. The issue down to the one thing that when it changes or doesn't exist in their life, none of the issue could exist in any of those contexts. In fact, every part of their life would change for the better. And with that, I look for what is the belief, the limiting belief that's attached to that root cause. And we find it. And guess what? Most of the time, it comes back to, I'm not good enough. Now, you can see there's a great positive intention behind I'm not good enough, because it feels horrible, doesn't it? Hey, Cloughie, what are you just saying? You've just said that there's a great positive intention. Well, I do believe, and my experience with working with people shows that everything your unconscious mind does has a positive intention. Every behavior you do has a positive intention behind it. Every emotion you have has a positive intention behind it. Your unconscious mind only does what's best for you. In fact, the only problem is, whilst it has its positive intention, the very first time it started those old emotions, had that old limiting belief, it was probably, I believe it was the best thing that your unconscious mind could do at that particular time with the wisdom and experience that it had. The unfortunate thing is, as time goes by and you experience wonderful things, you could have, and you have deep inside the resources, you have learnings. But unfortunately, your unconscious mind seems to go, well, I know how to deal with this type of situation. I'll just make it a little bit stronger. That negative emotion a little bit stronger. I'll have that belief get a little bit stronger. And it just pushes and pushes. And like a snowball, starts really small at the top of the hill, and as it rolls down, it gets bigger and bigger, which is like your unconscious mind just getting stronger and stronger with that old behavior, that old emotion. You may have noticed if you're suffering from a particular issue that if you went back in time, the emotion you feel right now is lessened as if you went back in time. And if you went even further back in time, it would be even smaller. And it's as if you've been pushing against it, trying to be different. And that's the whole basis of my work, really, getting your unconscious mind to recognize that what it is doing has a wonderful positive intention. However, the beliefs, the emotions and behaviors are now in conflict with that. And there's a much better way to achieve what it wants to achieve for you. Now, the thing is, what is the positive intention for I'm not good enough? Well, what I get is, my guess, my intuition is that it's there to protect you. How can that be, Paul? Well, if you think about it, if you've got an emotion, which is normally probably in this circumstance with I'm not good enough, is like a fear or a bit of anxiety, and you've got this belief I'm not good enough, it means you won't really do anything, will you? You certainly won't do anything that might have failure and the feeling of failure, the hurt that goes with that, maybe a bit of shame, maybe a bit of blame. You can go on and fill in as many blanks as you like, but it holds you back. And you know what? The very first time that worked, it did work. But that was a long time ago. But now, that negative feeling is horrible. That limiting belief just doesn't work anymore. And the whole bloody thing sucks. It really does. Because if it didn't suck, you'd be enjoying doing those type of things. But it's there to protect you from that failure, protect you from that hurt, that shame. But the only thing is, and this is where the conflict comes in, by not doing that stuff, you feel like a failure. By not doing that stuff, you're hurt. You feel shamed. You can blame yourself, blame other people, but whatever happens, all the things that your unconscious mind is trying to protect you from, you're actually feeling. So it's a complete conflict. The conflict is with that intention. And we want to be safe, don't we? We want to be protected. What would happen if we could do something differently, believe something differently that protected us and allowed us to do the things that we wanted to do? Well, to me, the more we do that, we let go of conflicts, we become whole, we become aligned, we become congruent with who we are at an identity level, who we really are. And that's the whole point of the part of NLP that I grew up with. Every process was designed to create wholeness or go towards wholeness. And that makes so much sense to me. And that's why I believe with that presupposition, an NLP presupposition of every behavior, emotion, belief has a positive intention and every process should be directed and directing to wholeness. That's how we get our results, because we find the thing that keeps that intention. We don't push against it, but we find the things that align to that intention and feel good and protect you and allow you to feel success, to feel good, to feel aligned, to feel whole. But here's the thing. How are we going to do that with I'm not good enough? Well, first of all, we have to get your unconscious mind to understand that it's not doing or not achieving. The results it's getting is not achieving the intention that it's got there. Because that intention is brilliant. I mean, there's a prime directive of the unconscious mind, which is to protect you, to keep you safe and healthy. And obviously, if you're feeling hurt, failure, anxiety, fears, all that stuff, that's not going to protect you. And it's certainly not going to protect your health, because that just leads to dis-ease. And we don't want that. So here's the thing. I'm going to invite you to think of this in a different way. So if you need something different, you'll be able to see it, hear it, and feel it. And then you'll just do it. And the help will be there. The assistance will be there from your unconscious mind. So how do we do that? We've got to have some hows here, Cloughie. And that's where we're going. Because I have seen people change from feeling so bad, behaving in ways that really are not supporting them, to in not necessarily just an instant, but over a very short period of time, to be empowered, to go and do those things and become a success, enjoy it. And how are we doing this? Well, in some ways, I guess it's a total reframe. And that's why I'm going to suggest that I'm going to toss this belief of I'm not good enough on its head. I want to reframe it in a really specific way. You see, as a question to you, what would happen if this limiting belief, I'm not good enough, was actually the most positive, empowering belief that you could have? What would you say? I know what I'd say. I actually wrote it down. I would go, yay, that's an awesome belief. I'm not good enough. Now, you're probably thinking, this guy's off his head. He's a nutter. How can I'm not good enough be something that empowers me? What would happen inside if that belief didn't stop you? In fact, if it did empower you? Another flash of the bleeding obvious, Cloughie, it would be awesome. Well, here's the thing. Before we reframe it, this is where I think a lot of people go wrong. A lot of therapists, a lot of everyone basically. We try to push against that belief. We try to reframe it without just asking the one thing inside, your best friend, to come along with us. So we need to ask your unconscious mind. In fact, every time I work with a client, I get them to ask their unconscious mind, would it be okay with you, the unconscious mind, to make these changes today and have an undeniable experience of it consciously changing, as long as we keep the intention? And if we've got the real root cause and the unconscious mind fully understands the conflicts going on, it's a no-brainer, a real no-brainer. It has to say a resounding yes, or certainly a bloody great maybe. Very rarely going to know. And some people will say, well, a maybe's not so good. Yes, a maybe is brilliant. Sometimes I prefer maybes than a big yes. Because yes, sometimes it's a little bit too conscious, but a maybe says, yeah, I want to come with you, but I've been doing this for so long, I'm not sure how this is going to work. So what I ask is, well, if that's a maybe, if we find better ways, will you take them on and let go of the old way? And that's when we get the resounding yes. Obviously, we're allowing the unconscious mind to keep the intention to go back to the old ways if we don't find a new way and a better way. And in fact, I don't find a better way or a new way. I find better ways, new ways. We have choices, not just one or two, but choices. The unconscious mind says, absolutely, Cloughie, let's get going. Well, they say Cloughie. We're not that close sometimes, but we are close, but not on that type of intimate Cloughie basis. So we just close our eyes. If you close your eyes, not if you're driving, don't do this, but if you want to listen to the replay or just go through this, just close your eyes and ask your unconscious mind, look, you've listened to Cloughie, this conflict that's going on. Would it be okay with you, my unconscious mind, to use this belief to allow me to be protected in a real way and not feel those negative emotions, but actually feel good emotions, and to learn, to succeed, to have a sense of achievement, to feel excellent, exhilarated, excited, to grow in such a special way? That's quite a long question, really, isn't it? You can do it shorter if you want. Just ask your unconscious mind, would it be okay with you, my unconscious mind, to support me in this change today? And you'll get that feeling. You'll know. So here's the thing. How are we going to turn this on its head? One thing I want to tell you and the other you, your unconscious mind, is that if you were to grow and if you were to have that sense of achievement, to learn, you'd actually be fulfilling your vision, the ultimate vision that you have. Even if you don't know what that ultimate vision is, you, the unconscious mind, do. You fully understand where you're headed. And when you're doing the things that make you feel whole, aligned, congruent, you are fulfilling your vision. You're actually then carrying out the missions, the projects, the goals, the things that will allow you, well, let's call it stuff, to do that stuff, that will allow you to achieve that vision. And each step along the way, you're going to learn, you're going to have that sense and feel that sense of achievement. You're going to be exhilarated. You're going to feel successful. You're going to feel awesome, which is how I want you to feel. Now, the thing is, when you do that and you feel awesome, aligned, whole, you'll be singing from your real voice. We've talked about that before. You know, that real voice inside, the one that has that inner confidence, inner competence, the one that allows you to show up being the real you, whole, aligned, congruent. Now, how are we going to do this, Cloughie? Because you've talked and talked and talked. What is this reframe? Well, here's the thing. I don't want you to be good enough. So don't be not good enough. Because I want you to be even better. Because I want that I'm not good enough to be the thing that spurs you to learn one bit more. Because you'll never be good enough. There's always something that you can improve. So I'm not good enough is, yeah, I know. I'm good, but I can learn more. I'm good, but I'm not as good as I want to be or I can be. I'm not good enough, but I can be better. I can learn to be better. I can learn to succeed. I can learn each day to be 1% better each day. That's why I'm not good enough. Because if I was good enough, it would be boring. Because you wouldn't grow anymore. You wouldn't learn anymore. You wouldn't do anything more because you'd just be good enough. Don't know why I went into that voice, but here's the thing. I want you to rejoice that you're not good enough. Because you can be greater than ever before. You can continue to grow. So let's rejoice in, I'm not good enough because I can be better. I can be better. I can be as good as I want to be. I can be as good as I can be. And I can always be better. And I can enjoy the process of being better. That's that thing again. Enjoy the process. This or something better. You remember we always say that at our goals? We're never saying this is going to be good enough. It's this or something better. And that's the thing. So I want you to write in your journal something in the lines of, I'm good, but not as good as I want to be. I'm good, but not as good as tomorrow. I'm good, not as good as I can be. I'm good, and I'm going to be better. I'm not good enough. Yay, because I'm going to be better. I'm going to learn to be better. I'm going to enjoy being better. This spurs me on. Write whatever you like. You can have hundreds of these beliefs. And each time you say it, I don't know if you notice my voice has changed. Every time I say, I can be better. I want to be better. I can be. I enjoy. I can learn along the way. I can always be better. I can enjoy the process of being better. Feel the feelings of it. And notice. That doesn't feel like failure. There's no hurt there. There's no shame. There's no blame. There's no anxiety. There's no fear. There might be a little touch of, not quite sure, because you're moving and stretching. We've talked about stretching, enforcing your boundaries, moving outside and making your world so much more. Remember, this is an adventure to not just create your vision, but to live your vision, to be your vision, to make the world, your reality, the way you want it to be, and you be in it. And have the people in your reality feel this too. And what would it be like if you were like that? You just knew that you're never going to be good enough because you're always going to keep learning and getting better and better. Isn't it great if you look back and say, well, yesterday I did that, but now I've done this and it's even better. What a great feeling that was. What a great feeling this is. And tomorrow it's going to get even better. And you can apply this to anything and everything in your life. And I'm not good enough in my relationship because I'm going to get better and better at it. I'm not good enough in my career because I'm going to get better and better at it. I'm not good enough at being me because I'm just going to get better and better. This or something better, and I'm going to enjoy the process of learning, creating with excitement, with that feeling of wholeness, alignment, and awesomeness. Do you know what? And I said to you right at the very beginning that I'm not sure whether this is going to prove what we've just been talking about. Because you see, yesterday I did this very same podcast and it's turned out completely different. This one I'm happier with. I know it could be better because I'll never be good enough. But yesterday's, I didn't just feel it was good enough. I knew it wasn't good enough. But did I feel a failure? Hurt? Shame? Did I blame anything? It did suck a little bit. But it spurred me to do more today. I use those very same notes. I might even put out the old podcast from yesterday so you can see the difference. But I know that I'm alive in this one because I've taken on that belief, which is quite weird because I didn't think about taking on that belief. I didn't consciously try it on and go, well, we'll give it a go. This is an experiment. Because it isn't an experiment. It just happened. I talked about it. Something inside bubbled around. I went to bed, woke up this morning and said, won't say exactly what I said because there's a little swear word in there, but I'm going to do it again. I'll just notice what happens because I can always do it better. There you go. So I've actually proved what it is, well, for me anyway, that it's great not to be good enough because I can be better. I can be as good as I can be and then better. And I can enjoy this process because I've enjoyed doing this. I've enjoyed sharing and being with you. And I hope you've enjoyed being with me, sharing this with me. If you have, and you have got that I'm not good enough and it's reframed and it's awesome, please let me know. Please let me know by email. feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. Okay? If you didn't get it, then let me know too. Because we'll either try another way or I'll give you some advice of how to get it. Because sometimes we have issues that we need a little bit more help. And that help can be one-to-one. You know, I do work here in my clinic. I do it online. But there's plenty of other people as well. Plenty of good therapists around who can help you just scoot this out, skedaddle this old limiting belief out and get your unconscious mind to really start performing better each day. And you feeling good about your performance of being you. There you go. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I've enjoyed getting into it and into my head with it. Welcome to my head, my brain, the unplugged world of Paul Cloughie. Enjoy every heartbeat. Have a listen to this last message, please, because I'd love you to do exactly what I asked you to do, because it's just something that will make my heart sing. Okay? Until next time. Shine and be well. Bye now. Before you go, my friend, I'd like to ask you a question. Did you learn something from this episode? I hope you did, because even though every episode may not be the one that really floats your boat, sets you, alight, hopefully there's a takeaway in each and every episode for you. And I'd love to know what it was. So please do email me at feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. It's a personal email to me. I'd love to know so we can carry on doing this work that will allow you to exceed your dreams. And what's the payment for this? Payment, Cloughie? What are you talking about payment? I thought it was free. Well, it's like pay it forward. And if you could pay this forward in 2 ways, or maybe 3. The first way is please share it. Share this podcast with as many people as you could. And you can. It's very easy. Just press that share button. Send it off by email to them. You'd love to. This is something you might like. I'll get that right, Paul. Something you might enjoy. And hey, if you could, a real big pay it forward to me is wherever you're getting this podcast, is it iTunes, Castbox, or Stitcher, or whichever you're getting it from, Google Play, I don't know. Would you please just leave a review? Because the review really helps people find this podcast. There's thousands out there, and I want to direct people to this podcast. And the way to do it is by reviews. So if you could do that, if you could share, you could do that. And also just make sure that you're subscribed so you get this episode and every other episode on a Wednesday and a Saturday. If you can do all of that, my little heart will sing. And if you want me to sing, well, you'll have to wait and see. Enjoy. But please do all of that. Make my heart sing. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.